Hi there, my name is Astrid Sapphire, Principal Product Excellence Manager for Finance and Supply Chain Products at ServiceNow. This is a Finance Operations Config Byte. Today, I will show you how to add the platform analytics pages to your Finance Operations Workspace, allowing you to report and view dashboards directly within the Finance Operations Workspace. The steps to add the platform analytics experience to a configurable workspace are available on ServiceNow documentation. What we'll need to do is add several pages that support different functionality and ensure the Analytics Center is showing the full analytics experience. Additionally, for Finance Operations Workspace, we will need to add a link that pops up Analytics Center so that that can be selected. Please note that I am using a Zurich instance for these steps. There are similar steps required for Yokohama and Australia environments, and the only difference between these is that some additional pages have been added, particularly in the Australia release. Let's first add the Analytics Center page. What I'm going to do is click Create New Page, create a new page. I will look for Analytics Center. I can see it here. And then I will click Use Template. I can see it's given me the default names here, which I'm just going to populate. For convenience, I will copy and paste there, as expected. We will continue. In terms of parameters, I'm happy with it not having any, so I will click Looks Good. And I will set this to be Analytics Center default. It is helpful to have the name of the variant in front so that when you're looking at these tables in the back end, you're able to successfully identify that. I'm going to hit Create here. Now I'm going to quickly swap to Settings. Click up to General. And I want to add URL parameters. Here we're going to add the optional parameters of tab and filter. Created tab and filter. There we go. I can now hit save, making sure that that will sync to the variant. And this just ensures that when I refresh my page, my tab selection and my filter, if they are populated, will be retained. Similarly, if I bookmarked a page, that will be retained as well. That's Analytics Center done. Now let's move on to our next page. Let's now create KPI Details. This is going to show our platform analytics indicators. So I'm going to click Use Template here. I want this to be KPI Details is sufficient as a name. However, I need the path to be AC KPI Details. This has already populated my required parameter, which is the UUID, as well as score date, breakdowns, domain, aggregate, and some additional ones as well. I click Looks Good. I set this again, just as a habit, KPI Details default, create. This page is ready to go. Let's move on to our next one. Let's create Dashboard Overview. Here we go. Use template. I don't need any parameters on this one, so what I'll be able to do is, again, copy that name for convenience, continue. Oh, I do need to return here because this needs to be all -dashboards. There we go. I can then move forward. I have an optional parameter here of filter. Do not need any other parameters there. Looks good. Prepending that name. Create. Alrighty, on to the next one. Let's now create the dashboards page. We have all dashboards, which will show our list, but now we want one specifically for dashboards. Going to hit use template here. In this case, dashboards is the URL path we want. We continue. We see sysid, tab sysid, filter, edit, and element, which are the optional parameters we need for this page. It looks good. Again, let's prepend that name. Create. That page is good to go. Finally, let's create the visualization designer page. Here we are. Using that template, going to copy this name. This is the correct URL path. We have a required parameter, which is our sysid. Depending that name, create. There we go. To add our Analytics Center link, we need to open View Experience Settings from the core experience there. We're now going to our side navigation, also sometimes referred to as a specific property, which I'll show here, that property being the Chrome toolbar. You can see those existing values there. I want to go ahead and click Add. I want to have Analytics Center be my landing page. I want this to be Analytics Center, in this case outline. Label to be Analytics Center. And I can choose whether I want this to be grouped together at the top or the bottom. I'm happy with it being grouped with the other items here, so I'll leave that as is and hit save. What I can now do as this user is go to my Finance Operations Workspace, and I can now see several tabs opened during my development there, but I can see my Analytics Center. I can now go ahead and create dashboards, visualizations, and see any dashboards made available. This concludes this source to pay config byte. If you found this valuable, please let me know in the comments below and let us know what other videos you would like to see and what other examples of configuration. Thank you very much.